economic growth and equilibrium on the current account of the balance of payments. For the balance of payments is a record of a country's transaction with the rest of the world in terms of export and import. That is balance of payment. Okay, so if economic growth is too low in the short run, the government might increase aggregate demand. This is likely to lead to rise in imports because increase in income will lead to extra demand for imported goods. If the economy is originally operating at equilibrium, increasing import will lead to deficit. So now let's start with this. It is about economic growth and equilibrium in the current account of the balance of payments. So the government objective here is to achieve equilibrium. Achieving equilibrium means import equals to export. But if the economy is running, if the economic growth is too low, it means aggregate demand with the economy is less. So government would want to increase aggregate demand, and they will have to increase spending. So increasing aggregate demand there will mean that imports would rise. And if import rises more, achieving equilibrium will be impossible. Because we said the economy is running too low in the short run. The economic growth is too low. Government wants to achieve, but it is assumed if the economy is originally operating at equilibrium, increasing imports, the economy is low. In terms of, if the economy is low, that means aggregate demand is falling within the economy. So if aggregate demand is falling in the economy, government wants to achieve, government wants the economy to grow. So to grow the economy, government might have to increase output. To increase output, it might be as a result of increasing importation of raw materials. Yeah. Increasing importation of raw materials will mean that imports will exceed exports. Then there will not be equilibrium anymore. So there's conflict there. So similarly, with deficit, government might have to cut imports by reducing domestic consumption, and eventually will also reduce demand for domestically produced goods in the economy. Real GDP will fall and unemployment will rise. So trying to achieve one macroeconomic objective conflict with achieving another. So look at the first macroeconomic objective government wants to achieve. Government wants to achieve economic growth. But the economy is operating, the balance of payment of the economy is originally at equilibrium. So to achieve economic growth, government might have to increase output, which means increasing importation of raw materials to be able to produce domestically goods. So this will make imports to exceed exports. Yeah. So the current account balance of payment will run into deficit because import now exceeds export, but unemployment would rise. On the other hand, if government is trying, if the economy is running at deficit, it simply means import is more than export. What will government do? Government would reduce domestic consumption, which will also reduce importation. So if government reduces imports, the real GDP within the economy would fall because the economy relies mostly on imported of raw materials to produce their domestic goods. So reducing that means that the economy will not be able to increase its output. GDP would fall. And if GDP falls, what happens? Unemployment would fall. Our unemployment would rise, sorry. A fall in GDP means unemployed resources. Unemployment would fall. A rise in GDP means unemployment would rise. So government trying to achieve equilibrium might mean that unemployment would rise. Government trying to achieve economic growth might bring about deficit in the balance of payment current account. That is a conflict between economic growth and equilibrium current account of the balance of payment. Is that clear?